Today, I want to address questions that have been recurrent among applicants for the PTDF scholarship. That's people who have been invited for the interview. Hello, everybody. Good morning and welcome to Academy of Scholarships and Transitions once again. There are these three questions that keep recurring. First one is on dressing. How should I dress to the interview? Can I wear a native? Can I wear jeans? Can I dress this way or dress the other way? The truth is that PTDF does not specify a particular way of dressing and does not say in clear terms that one kind of dressing is permitted while the other one is not permitted. However, I would personally advise that you dress very cooperatively. Appear in very corporate dressing. The reason is because the people who are coming there to interview you are mostly from the academia. And I want you to think of it as how would you appear if you were going to defend your PhD thesis or your PhD or your master's degree thesis? How do you think you should appear on the day of your dissertation defense? Think of it that way, and whatever your mind tells you should be good enough for the PTDF interview. Question number 2, recurrent also, is should I read my proposal or should I read my SOP to the panel? I would advise against this because you are going for an interview and not a reading test. And because you're going for an interview, what the people want to see is not your reading skill. What they want to see instead is your understanding of what you claim to be interested in studying. In addition to seeing your understanding of what you claim to be going to study, they want to see how fit you are for the purpose of that study. Because fitness is not just about your knowledge. Sometimes it's about how determined, how passionate, what's your drive, what exactly is pushing you to do that study. You don't go there and read from your book. You may, of course, refer to your written document or your typed document once in a while, but the best way to approach an interview is not to read, is rather to talk. Master your SOP, master your research proposal. That's the way I put it. And mastering it means that you understand it inside out. You know the limitations, you know the implications, you know the problem, you know the pathway to solving that problem. That's the way you master it. And that's the way you should present it to them during the interview. The third recurring question that I want to address this morning is the question of what if I already have admission in a particular institution? What if, for instance, I chose one country, but I've been able to secure admission into the other country? If you chose a country, say, for instance, any of France, Germany, Malaysia, and you've gone ahead to secure admission to a school in the UK, PTDF is not going to let you change from any of those three countries to the UK, and they're not also going to let you change from the UK, which you had earlier selected in your application, to either France, to Germany, or to Malaysia. Yes, you may be allowed to change your course within the country block that you have chosen. For instance, if you chose the UK and your first choice course during the application was oil and gas engineering, for instance, and you secure the scholarship eventually, you may be allowed to change to something like data science. I cite this example because I know somebody who did it, but when it comes to changing from country to country, PTDF is strict on the country blocks. And this is the way they treat it. The UK is one block of country by the way they consider it in PTDF. And then France, Germany, and Malaysia is one block. If you are chosen either of France or Malaysia, then you can rotate within those places depending on your specific situation. But it's very difficult and challenging to move from there to the UK. The other question that has been recurrent is about the duration of the scholarship. For how long is the scholarship valid? What if I win the scholarship and I don't meet up with the admission cycle of my school? The clear thing is that ETDF lets you use the scholarship for up to 1 year. You can, if you win the scholarship for this September, you can actually use it for September of next year. You can use it in the January admission cycle, and even in some instances, you may be allowed to defer for a further period of time. These are the things that have been recurring, and all of you who are going for the interview this year, I wish you well. And most importantly, do not go there to read. They are not testing your reading skill; they are testing your knowledge. Okay. Fifth question: what if I don't have membership of professional bodies? Does that disqualify me? The answer is no. Not having a membership of professional bodies does not in itself disqualify you from the PTDF scholarship, but definitely is going to take out some points from you. You now need to figure out how to perform well in your interview to be able to win, to be able to make up for the points that you may lose. Definitely is going to cost you some points. I can't say how many points that could be, but it doesn't mean that you will be disqualified from the scholarship or you will lose the scholarship automatically because you don't have membership of professional bodies. All of these are things that make the scholarship more competitive, but not necessarily a factor for disqualification. With or without membership of professional bodies, go into the interview with boldness. The people who have invited you because they saw something good in your application. Go in that belief and then do your maximum best. This is Academy of Scholarships and Transitions. If you have not subscribed yet, this is your right time to do it. Hit it. And if you need more videos on the PTDF scholarship application and interview process, go ahead to the channel, scroll through, and you will find very detailed videos on the interview process and how to answer the interview question. See you on the next one. And going into August, I'm preparing for Beyond Campus 2025, a hybrid event where we teach, where we motivate, where we direct. And this year, we are looking at the topic from local classrooms to global impact. If you are interested in this, you let me know in the comment section and I'll send you the registration link. It's completely all sponsored. You're not paying anything, but it's going to be very impactful with an amazing panel. See you on the next one. Bye. What's that?